Yo. Right, now I've had a good night's sleep. We'll see if you can recognise when I'm far less irritable. Because towards the end last night, I just wanted to go to bed, and the game just wouldn't let me. And I was just like, oh... But, loving this game. That's me. Testing out my old pad. I will buy a new one, I'm just really cheap. But I've got my sword now, which I'm very happy with. Double checking that everything's fine. Yes, everything's fine.
We've got scattered reports of Vinter sightings in the hill.
Your kind killed the most holy.
Lies. Your kind let her die.
Shut your mouth, mate!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean, exactly?
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you. Mages and Templars were already at war. Now they're blaming each other for the Divine's death.
Which is why we require a proper authority to guide them back to order.
Who? You? Random clerics who weren't important enough to be at the Conclave?
The Rebel Inquisition and its so-called Herald of Andraste? I think not.
If the proper authority hadn't completely failed, the Conclave wouldn't have been needed.
So you suggest I blame the Chantry and exalt a murderer? What of justice?
That won't help restore order in the here and now.
Order will never be restored so long as this rebellion is allowed to fester.
Remind me why you're allowing the Chancellor to stay?
Clearly, your Templar knows where to draw the line.
He's toothless. There's no point turning him into a martyr simply because he runs at the mouth. The Chancellor's a good indicator of what to expect in Val Royeaux, however.
How widespread is the violence between mages and Templars?
Impossible to say.
Your organization flouting the Chantry's authority will not help matters.
With the Conclave destroyed, I imagine the war between mages and Templars is renewed with interest.
The mages and Templars are fighting even though we don't know what really happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes?
Exactly why all this should be left to a new divine. If you are innocent, the Chantry will establish it as so.
Or we'll be happy to use someone as a scapegoat.
You think nobody cares about the truth? We all grieve Justinia's loss.
But you won't grieve if the Herald of Andraste is conveniently swept under a carpet.
Well, let's hope we find solutions, and not a cathedral full of chancellors.
The stuff of nightmares.
Mock, if you will. I'm certain the Maker is less amused.
So I'm guessing the journal now says we need to complete... Yes, we've got to go to the war table. I was really hoping we had to go to the war table and not mess around.
Wishes to verify that the infections have decreased in number. Yes.
Though you
Thank
have
you for your
granted
help.
them power
Tell
over
me.
the very fate
Are you
of the
happy this
beast.
way?
I would listen to that, but I want to get on with this. There's much more fighting to be done. There's always more to be done. Okay, forces, connections. We'll go with forces. Well, the 5% increase to XP. Why not? Build the watchtowers. Here we go. Now normally this would be timed, which is complete bullshit, but have the soldiers build the watchtowers, please. Thank you. And that's all we'll do for now. We'll go back to Ferelden now. Right. Back to where we were. Now that we've got a sword. That's what Kanos does. You know, he's a warrior. As I said at the start of last session, he is a warrior. He's not been brought up as a mage. He has mage powers, but he's been in a mercenary company, you know. So he's a Canary, so he fights in the front line. So he's used to using a sword and his magic, which kind of makes him not as overpowered as he was when he was a mage. Because some of the combinations you can get with staffs and you know your mage powers, you could see in the last session how powerful he was. Because this is not an easy game either. You could see how powerful he was even then, without me, you know, going crazy with the staff. He was still really powerful.
If those refugees are going to defend themselves, they'll need real defenses. I've got a few ideas.
I've built watchtowers in the areas you recommended.
Nicely done. That'll give both your refugees and our farmers some warning next time trouble pays a visit. I'll speak to the master and have weapons sent to your people at the crossroads.
Good. I feel a lot better with this sword, I must admit. I feel a lot better.
You deal with the wolves, and our farmers will be safe again.
Oh, done it. Bloody stupid woman.
The wolves should be back to normal now. They shouldn't be any further trouble.
That's good to hear. I'll send word to the farmers and let my husband know what you've done. It may not seem like much, but you've given this land hope it desperately needed.
Okay. We should be able to go and talk to Dennett now. Yes, we can.
Yelena says you got rid of those demon-cursed wolves. Should be safer for our farmers now. You've held up your end of our bargain, Inquisition. You'll have my whole stable and good hands to go with it.
You said you were once Orlesians' stablemaster.
Master of the mounts. Fereldans don't appreciate horses like they do in Orlais, but they knew my name in Val Royeaux. My horses took sick less and carried a man longer than any of those fancy prancers they've got. And now they're all yours, Inquisition. Take care of them.
What can you tell me about the wilderness around here?
Got some old ruins in the forest, from long before any king of Ferelden. The lakes are pretty, though when the weather's odd, you hear tell of spirits. Beyond that, my daughter Sienna set up a track just over there. Fool girl likes to race the horses.
You sent your stable hands and your horses to the Inquisition. What about you?
Well, you've cleaned up the area, and I can't say I'm not tempted. Still, it feels wrong to abandon my land to go play horsemaster again.
Are you Andrastian? This is a matter of faith. The Maker would want the best to join us.
I've heard some things about you lot. Can't say I'm not interested in what it all means. All right, Inquisition. I'll look to your horses myself. Never let it be said that Redcliffe gave less than the best. Just let me settle matters here and say goodbye to my wife. I'll meet you at Haven.
Sweet. So, let's go take on these Templars, shall we? Templars to the west, there we go. Let's go. Oh, we may as well do some leveling up. I like lightning because I just think it looks better, basically. But I will be doing a Knight Enchanter build, I think, from what I was seeing yesterday. I did a bit of research. Not too much, but a little bit of research on builds. And I'll be going down the Knight Enchanter route, because it's like a warrior mage kind of a thing. There we go. We shouldn't have too much trouble with these now. We level up a little bit. Should be able to chop them up. Someone's been delivering illicit goods. I mean, how is this hinterlands? How are these lands where you can make horses? They're just, it just makes no sense. If I was designing this game, I'd be like, what is this? It's supposed to be fields, isn't it? Okay. Look at that. Look at that. And now we get a jagged battle axe. You know what I mean? I was that close to getting a battle axe. Oh well. Oh well.
The Templars have secured a position ahead.
That's so satisfying to play. You know, this arcane warrior. Bang, have a bit of that. You're dead. This should have been in the game. This should have been in the game. This is one of the only reasons why I do this, because it's such a weird thing to do in Inquisition, like mix and match like this. But this should have been in the game. It's so fun to play. It's not even overpowered. It's quite level-headed. It's not even, you know. I was doing more damage as a pure mage, but this is just so fun. And it's risk-reward too, because I'm a mage, so I've got quite low health.
Refugees should have a safer time on the King's Road now.
We must still deal with the apostates, however.
Oh, that's pretty cool. But when I start getting, it's not guard. What is it with the? I might as well go further south. It's not guard. It is barrier. When I start getting barriers as a mage, that's when this build will start to get really powerful. So I might need to just watch it to see if I can start getting a bit overpowered. Because if that happens, then I will change it and whack the difficulty up, and you know, because it's one of those games where I actually think it's in terms of the game itself, I actually think it's quite finely balanced. That's a weird thing to say for me, because I normally like to moan about games not being very balanced at all. But I actually think Inquisition is quite good in the way that it's balanced. It's not too bad at all. Okay, heavy adventure armor. Yes, we'll go with that. Weapons. Swedish fingers. I mean, it's so much better than what she's got that I'm gonna give it to her, but it looks so stupid. I don't like swords like that. Cool. I think Varric could have something pretty cool here. Oh dear. Wow. Looks pretty cool. Soulless. I like the fact that it's kept certain things like you know, a mage literally can't, like, he can't wear heavy armor. I think I can, but he can't. I can though, can't I? Oh right, yeah. So it's got race things on it. Human trained only. Okay. What does that do? Plus 3% attack. This is unique heavy armor, right? Medium armor. Ah, that's why we can't wear them, because they're too like high level. Yep, that's fine. Solus can only wear that one. Cassandra can only wear that one. Okay, that's why I can't wear the armor. Okay, I was worried that the mod wasn't working then for a second. What the hell is that? Oh, bloody hell, I thought that was a fish. I wasn't even aware there was things like that in the game. There isn't, but you know. Okay. So we're going to go get this camp so we can hold the hinterlands. Give us a bit more power. Be pretty cool. This guy looks pretty powerful.
The area ahead is well defended. Be ready.
Good. Ow, that hurt. I need to start selling some stuff, don't I? I think we've pretty much got everything that we need so far, so I'm gonna head back to Skyhold in a minute and sell off all of our gains, all of our stuff. There's a bear down there.
We could make camp here.
Right. So I think we're almost done. Blood Brothers, Apostates, and the Witchwood. Ah, right, okay. Back to here then, because yeah, it is so much more fun just having a sword and magic. compared to just standing there with the staff and just zapping people and just killing them straight away. Plus, it means that you're actively doing things rather than just sitting there doing nothing and pressing a few buttons. You're actively doing shit. Which I like.
I really am in the ass end of nowhere now.
Let's head to the Witchwood. I never really got the claiming landmarks thing. What does that do for me? Is this mine now? Like, do I get any stuff for it? No. It's just a tiny bit of XP and some lore. Okay. I don't think this is the area you want to be going to. You want to be coming around here. This is more interesting and promising.
I believe we are nearing the apostates. Be on your guard.
Oh, hello. Our soul's really dead already.
The King's Road should be safer, at least for the time being.
Well, alright then. Would you like some onyx? We've now cleared out all of the enemies, so we shouldn't be getting attacked, really. This looks like it's a doorway. I could be wrong. Right. It's back to time to go back to Skyhold in a moment, once we've completed one more quest. We have lots of things to sell. No, don't need that. Wrath of Lovius. Inventory game, come on. Valuables. Yeah, lots of these you can actually get rid of. So this can get rid of that. Get rid of that. Take those. And off we go. dokie. There's one more holding the hinterlands. We've got the Rifting Outskirts and Blood Brothers. Okay, we'll do that, and then we're done. Which is good. Oh, and there's a merchant here. Okay, so we can start selling some shit that we don't need.
We all did.
Sorry, scratching my leg. The merchant. Is this him?
Welcome back. It's good to
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to sell. Thank you. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. All right. Good.
I'll keep an eye out. It's just what I heard.
Can't wait to get those barriers. It's going to be really cool. Also, I like the fact that this basically makes sure that your Inquisitor is like the worst case scenario for the Chantry. A Canary mage, you know, it's like, oh my god, shitting himself. God damn it. You can even see, like, the animations of the sword when he's doing spells. It really does seem to me like that was supposed to be in the game. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just seems so natural, the way you're twirling a sword around and then doing the spell and then twirling a sword around. You know what I mean? Just, I wouldn't be surprised if that was supposed to be in the game. It's just something that just seems to flow so naturally. And the playstyle is just... the only thing the mod does is let you use a sword as a mage. That's literally it. And the fact that it works so well and it gels so well, it's not overpowered. It just makes me think maybe it was supposed to be in the game from the get-go, you know? I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me. BioWare are very good at making really questionable design decisions. You know, they'll get like 8 out of 10 right, and then there'll be one gimme where it's like, okay, obviously that has to be a thing, and then it, you know,
be just ahead.
It just won't be in the game. Like, whatever it is they're talking about will not be in the game. And it's just like, what the hell is going on? Like, there is a story with when EA visited BioWare when they were making Anthem, and the original Anthem didn't even have flying in it, which is the only thing that was good in that game, and even then it was entertaining for about an hour. And EA played the game, were like, this sucks. This really sucks. It's just terrible. What have you done with our money? You know, quite rightly. And they said, well, do you have anything else? Oh yeah, there's this flying mechanic. Yeah, put that in. That's really cool. I played that one flying thing. Yeah, do that. So the only good thing that's in Anthem is in there because EA said it should be in there. So, you know. give the devil his due sometimes.
Might be something here. Better take a closer look.
There's somebody called Tanner in Redcliffe. That could be of use to us, I'm guessing. See what I mean? A hard liquor that is not so much served as is brandished. Coarse and indifferent, it is to your taste, or it is not. The failing is yours if you cannot raise or lower to the challenge of a distiller told not to. I mean, that is literally, you know, a hipster drinking a beer. That's what they sound like. Just fucking shut up. Alrighty. What can we do here?
Have you seen the horses Master Dennett sent the Inquisition? They're magnificent.
Better than what you ride in Arnsberg?
Well...
Ah, you noble boys never change.
Smithing is hard work. Here, have something to drink.
What's this that I'm supposed to be doing? Okay. Everyone's down here. I think this guy's over here.
I don't know. Master Harriet's hammers are good.
Blacksmith, yeah. Piece by piece. Modify some armor, okay.
Make a watch over you.
When there was no Sky Maker.
So this building was actually in Dragon Age 1. It doesn't look anything like it, I know, because the Dragon Age 1 building looked much bigger. But this is the Chantry where you fight that father guy, and this room over here is actually where you found Brother Genitivi. He was lying on the floor in here. Cool as that.
Would you wish to have yourself restored? I do not believe that would be wise. The number of demons present might leave me vulnerable to possession. I might also experience feelings of discomfort over events that occurred while I was in this state. I can survive in this fashion. If I were made whole again, I might not. It is a terrible bargain we ask you to make.
What pisses me off? Can you shut this fucking woman up? Shut your fucking mouth. I'm trying to listen to other things. It's not about background characters, by the way. Let me fucking talk to people.
Greetings, Herald of Andraste.
How fares your quest to seal the breach?
Not as well as it should. How can people focus on trivialities when faced with the breach?
It is easy for us to imagine that mundane matters fall aside in tumultuous times. The Chant of Light does not speak of feeding troops or arranging meetings or any such mundane concerns. But every organizational detail you contend with, Andraste herself once faced. These trivialities are steps on your path to victory, even if history never remembers them.
I thought I made it clear that I'm not the Herald of Andraste.
I understand. Whatever you believe, there remains a task to be done. If the faith of the people is nothing but a tool, then I beg you to use it well. We will all perish if you do not. In any case, I pray this Inquisition proves less brutal than its predecessor.
Can you tell me about the original Inquisition?
The original Inquisition was formed after the First Blight, well before the Chantry as we know it. The Inquisitors were hunters, zealots, who tracked and killed cultists and dangerous mages. As Andraste rose to power, the Inquisition came into her service. Instead of hunting those who would do harm, the Inquisitors spread the Chant of Light by force.
No wonder everyone is so nervous around us. Who chose that name?
Divine Justinia herself. I understand that this was not a popular decision. In any case, once the Chant of Light had spread far and wide, there was less need for zealots. The Inquisitors became the seekers of truth, and eventually the Templars.
And now the Inquisition has been called again to restore order. By force.
Do you know what impresses me most about the original Inquisition? They fought horrific battles, killed and died for their cause, and when it was time, they put their swords away. Perhaps the name was Divine Justinia's message, that when the Inquisition is needed, it will strike without mercy. But when its work is done, it will put its sword away.
How are the people doing after what happened at the Conclave?
They are scared, of course. Many have lost homes or loved ones. I doubt many will sleep well until you have sealed the breach. I have offered what help I can. The rest is for the Inquisition. What more do you wish to know?
How are the villagers in Haven doing?
They are terrified. Many of them came here because the war between the Mages and the Templars destroyed their homes. In their minds, the death of the Divine has destroyed any chance of peace. To that, add the breach. Farmers have fled their fields. If we do not restore order, half of Thedas may starve.
What are you doing to help these people?
My sisters and I have been tending to the injured as best we are able. Some refugees come with food, while others arrive empty-handed. I have helped ensure that all have enough to eat. Beyond that, many simply wish the familiar comfort of the Chant of Light. It is little enough work to offer some comfort to those in pain.
I literally thought she was going to say, well, we prayed for them. That's what we would have done in the Middle Ages. No. We're helping. What are you doing? We're praying.
Do you have information on people elsewhere?
The refugees in the hinterlands are desperate. Without help, starvation or war will claim many lives. Villagers in Crestwood are besieged by their own dead. They have sent word begging for assistance. People are vanishing in the hills of Emprise de Lyon. It may be demons or something worse, but they are terrified. More than that I cannot say. It is a chaotic time for all in Olay and Ferelden.
Farewell.
Until next time.
I don't like the way she talks about Priest de Leon. You don't get to go there for the next, 30 hours, so don't worry about it. Right. So, let's go to...
Did you see the message I sent?
Yes, thank you.
Hey, the Valakas. My mercenary friends. Adar. So my second name is Adar, which is why he's saying it. So Adar, I heard you were dead and then a prisoner and then maybe you fell out the fade and landed on your head and forgot who you were. Seriously, stop that. We still haven't been paid. Some of our kith made it out of that giant shithole full of demons after the explosion. The rest are dead or missing. I don't know how many were rounded up by angry humans. If you're not dead and you remember who you are, help me and our brothers and sisters. Shokrakar. If you forgot who you are, I'll remind you. Your name is Adar, you're Vashoth, and you didn't get paid for being blown up. PPS, if you're dead, disregard this message. So, that's our boss. Liliana says, many Tal Vashoth were likely captured and imprisoned after the Conclave. Our agents could free them. Josephine says, the nobles are likely keeping Qunari from crossing their lands. We can negotiate safe passage. And Cullen says, we can send a patrol to find the scattered Tal Vashoth mercenaries in the wilderness. Yeah, let's do that. Get them.
To work?
Hadar, I guess you aren't dead because some of our kith came back. Escorted by a bunch of guys wearing hairy eyeball armor. Humans are strange. we still haven't been paid though. Shokrakar. P.S. Try not to die. You still owe me a blade. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I'm using right now. See, that's why I made the sword. I did do a little bit of research. So yeah, I owe him the sword that I'm wearing right now. But at least we've got to make contact with our mercenary company. We know a lot of them are safe. I don't really like playing this game when you have family because, like, same with Shepard in Mass Effect. It's like, well, hang on. Like, why wouldn't they be in contact? Why wouldn't I want to go and see them? Do you know what I mean? Like, you'd miss them, wouldn't you? Like, if if you're close with them. Addressed to Chantry and Val Royeaux, the remaining Chantry clerics have declared the Inquisition heretical. Attempts to gather allies against the breach have been rebuffed. And at this moment, we could not step foot in the capital without being attacked by a mob or arrested. We must convince the Chantry to permit us entry into the city, so we can show them the Herald of Andraste is not the monster they believe. Alright.
Having the Herald address the clerics is not a terrible idea.
You can't be serious.
Mother Giselle isn't wrong. At the moment, the Chantry's only strength is that they are united in opinion.
And we should ignore the danger to the Herald.
Let's ask him.
What can they do? It's just talk.
Don't underestimate the power of their words. An angry mob will do you in just as quickly as a blade.
I will go with him. Mother Giselle said she could provide us names. Use them.
But why? This is nothing but a...
What choice do we have, Liliana? Right now, we can't approach anyone for help with the breach. Use what influence we have to call the clerics together. Once they are ready, we will see this through.
I know I haven't spoken to anyone yet. We will do after this.
The city still mourns.
Just a guess, Seeker, but I think they all know who we are.
Your skills of observation never fail to impress me, Varric.
My Lord Herald.
You're one of Leliana's people. What have you found?
The Chantry mothers await you, but so do a great many Templars.
There are Templars here?
People seem to think the Templars will protect them from the Inquisition. They're gathering on the other side of the market. I think that's where the Templars intend to meet you.
Only one thing to do, then. They wish to protect the people? From us?
Game, let me fucking talk. I'm sorry guys for doing that, but I fucking hate that. Oh my god! What the fuck? I knew it was going to do that. Like so that there are certain parts in the game where you need to talk, you need to press down the stick, and it just won't fucking register. And when I go to speak to a person to person, she fucking walks away.
To protect the people from us?
Yeah, I want to talk game. I want to talk game. I want fuck off. I fucking hate BioWare sometimes. I fucking hate them.
They wish to protect the people from us?
Thank you.
They can certainly try.
We don't want a pitched battle in the middle of Val Royeaux.
That's their choice, isn't it?
You think the Order's return to the fold, maybe? To deal with us upstarts?
I know Lord Seeker Lucius. I can't imagine him coming to the Chantry's defense. Not after all that's occurred.
It just means I have a larger audience to convince.
Perhaps. Return to Haven. Someone will need to inform them if we are delayed.
As you say, my lady.
See, now, again, apologies, but that really fucking pisses me off. Like, BioWare do that in all of their games. There's always these little finicky things where you can miss huge bits of content because they're just fucking around. But then they'll put in little things like this. Look. Oh, yes. Scratched by a vandal at a meeting of a low door frame. Like, no, just... Why can you not get this right over here, but you can get that right there? Like, it boggles the fucking mind. Happens on console as well. That's why I know it's a universal thing. Sometimes it'll let you do it, sometimes it won't. But that's like, what was that? Like a minute or two of conversation that you missed? And when this game came out, the banter was bugged, so your characters would never talk to each other outside of your main area. And even then they would hardly talk to each other. It was just so fucking stupid. Like in Origins, they would talk to each other at set places. There would be like almost like a tripwire would go off when you were running to somewhere, and your characters would start talking to each other. That worked fine. You know, it worked fine because it means if you wanted to hear the stuff, you just run over that one piece and you can hear them talk to each other. This game tried to be clever and it doesn't fucking work. And I just even modding it doesn't seem to get it to work. Sometimes BioWare, you know. All right.
Stand wary, guardsman. The Inquisition is here, along with the Herald of Andraste.
They say that horned thing murdered the Divine.
Let him pass. The Inquisition is the Templars' problem, and they'll fix it.
Okay.
It seems that
This Inquisition is heresy. You will not look on my doubt.
As you are the only ones who appear to care about the hole in the sky. But the Chantry is insistent.
Good people of Val Royeaux, hear me. Together, we mourn our divine. A naive and beautiful heart, silenced by treachery. You wonder what will become of a murderer. Well, wonder no more. Behold, the so-called Herald of Andraste, claiming to rise where our beloved fell. We say this is a false prophet, a wicked Kunari sent to subvert the Maker's word.
Enough! I will not listen to these self-serving lies. We came here to talk.
It's true. The Inquisition seeks only to end this madness before it is too late.
It is already too late. The Templars have returned to the Chantry. They will face this Inquisition, and the people will be safe once more.
yourself. She is beneath us.
Was that display supposed to impress me?
On the contrary, it wasn't for you at all.
Lord Seeker Lucius, it's imperative that we speak with...
You will not address me.
Lord Seeker?
Creating a heretical movement. Raising up a puppet as Andraste's prophet. You should be ashamed. You should all be ashamed. The Templars failed no one when they left the Chantry to purge the mages. You are the ones who have failed. You who'd leash our righteous swords with doubt and fear. If you came to appeal to the Chantry, you are too late. The only destiny here that demands respect is mine.
Templars, one of your own commands the Inquisition's forces. Join us as heeded.
You're a mage. Your ties are worthless. They are all made traitors just by being in your company.
But Lord Seeker, what if he really was sent by the Maker? What if...
You are called to a higher purpose. Do not question.
I will make the Templar Order a power that stands alone against the Void. We deserve recognition. Independence. You have shown me nothing, and the Inquisition, less than nothing. Templars, Val Royo is unworthy of our protection. We march.
Charming fellow, isn't he?
Has Lord Seeker Lucius gone mad?
Do you know him very well?
He took over the Seekers of Truth 2 years ago, after Lord Seeker Lambert's death. He was always a decent man, never given to ambition and grandstanding. This is very bizarre.
Fortunately, the Templars aren't our only hope.
I wouldn't write them off so quickly. There must be those in the Order who see what he's become. Either way, we should first return to Haven and inform the others.
Okay. Got a little stand here.
This victory must please you greatly, Seeker Cassandra.
We came here seeking only to speak with the mothers. This is not our doing, but yours.
And you had no part in forcing our hand? Do not delude yourself. Now we have been shown up by our own Templars, in front of everyone. And my fellow clerics have scattered to the wind along with their convictions. Just tell me one thing. If you do not believe you are the Maker's chosen, then what are you?
I'm just a Kunari. In the wrong place at the wrong time.
That is more comforting than you might imagine. I suppose it is out of our hands now. We shall all see what the Maker plans in the days to come.
How many Templars turned on the Chantry exactly?
They rebelled across Thedas. Some remained loyal, but not enough to call them the Order. The White Spire here in the capital was the largest garrison, but now it stands empty. Perhaps more shall flock to the Lord Seeker's banner now. How far has faith waned, I wonder?
How are people responding to all of this?
Despair. Fear. We mourn Her Holiness. The people look to the sky and wonder how long before terror comes for us all. There must be a way through this. Is it you? The Templars? The Maker's will? We abandoned our duties. We servants of the faith. Now we can only pray.
You're obviously skeptical. What do you believe I am?
Our divine. Her Holiness is dead. I have seen evidence for everything, except what would comfort me.
That doesn't answer my question.
For you to be true, a great many things must be false. And if you are false, a great many things must have failed. There is chaos ahead, whatever your intentions.
That's one thing that really... I cannot stand out, like, irritating, long-winded metaphors and fantasy. She saved that with her... For you to be true, a great many things must be false, and for you to be false, a great many things must have failed. What that means is, for you to be true, a lot of things about my religion aren't true. If you're actually who people say you are. But if you're false, that means all of the designs and the powers arrayed against you to stop you from being false and accruing all this power have failed. Which is even... She's not sure which is worse, you know what I mean? So, which I get. It's fine, if you think about it. But the part before that, where it was just like... It's vague nonsense, you know.
So what happens now? Will the Chantry continue to denounce me?
We have already done so. And what good has it done us? Now it falls on us to select a new divine, if we can. And leave the next step to her.
Provided such a selection is even possible.
I truly don't know. Any revered mother who could have followed Justinia died at the Conclave. What becomes of us, and your Inquisition, is in the Maker's hands now.
Where is the Lord Seeker taking the Templars?
I can't begin to guess the Lord Seeker's mind. He could not have abandoned his intended role more completely.
There must be sense to what we can't see.
Must there? Rebellion seems popular in certain quarters, doesn't it, Seeker? Is crafting the Templars into a new power really any worse than declaring a rival to the Chantry itself?
What were you hoping the Lord Seeker would do exactly?
Put aside his war against the mages and find common purpose against something much more dire. Obviously, he has other plans. With the knights vigilant slain at the Conclave, there is nothing more we can do.
Perhaps there is something we can do.
I'd like to believe that, Seeker. I truly would. I suppose we can expect renewed effort against the mages from him, and yet more chaos.
The Chantry made a big mistake, and now it's paying the price.
Perhaps you are correct. We are only trying to find our way with little guidance now, but our faith.
That's not enough.
When is it ever enough? That is the nature of faith.
It seems change is...
What's that? An arrow with a message?
There's someone who wants to hurt me.
My Maker, know my heart. Take from me a life of sorrow. Comfort is only yours.
Fuck off.
Forgive me, Maker. I have lost the light.
You are the Herald of Andraste, are you not? I have an invitation for you.
Okay. Court of Vivienne de Fer. Vivienne's one of my favourite characters in this game. People don't like her, but I've told Vivienne in this game to fuck off on more than one occasion, and she actually likes you more for it. And I love characters like that. Weak-willed characters, like characters who whinge all the time and who can't take criticism. Those are the ones I can't stand. But,
let's look around.
But,
These truths the Maker has revealed to me. As there is but one God, one life.
you know, characters like Sten and like Vivienne, who are characters who, you know, generally, you know, they accept you for who you are, and then if you tell them to piss off, they'll accept that. You know what I mean? They don't whinge, they don't moan. And Anders and people like that, they're on the other side of the scale. Like, they can't take criticism. They can't take you being against them in anything, or they'll just throw a hissy fit, you know, and things like that. I'm sorry if I'm skipping through these, but these aren't really that important. They're just little messages left by Sarah, who wants to meet you. Okay. And then we've got the meeting point. I wonder if we've got that place that sells stuff yet. I'm just wondering. No. I'm wondering if I installed that mod. There's a mod that I installed to get
If I might have a moment of your time.
Grand Enchanter Fiona?
Leader of the Mage Rebellion. Is it not dangerous for you to be here?
I heard of this gathering, and I wanted to see the fabled Herald of Andraste with my own eyes. If it's help with the breach you seek, perhaps you should look among your fellow mages.
Fellow mages? We have nothing in common.
More than you'd think, and certainly more in common than with Templar thugs. Consider this an invitation to Redcliffe. Come, meet with the mages. An alliance could help us both, after all. I hope to see you there. Au revoir, my Lord Herald.
Come, let us return to Haven.
So he said he has nothing common with her because he just, he's literally just like, you know, who is this woman? To like think that I'm like her, like, when he literally doesn't class himself as anything like her. He doesn't even see himself as a mage, really. He's just somebody who uses magic to beat people up. Doesn't even, you know. Let's head out. The end of them.
Herald of Andraste! How much did you expend to discover me? It must have weakened the Inquisition immeasurably.
I don't know who you are.
You don't fool me. I'm too important for this to be an accident. My efforts will survive in victories against you elsewhere.
Just say what?
What is that?
Ugh. Squishy one, but you heard me, right? Just say what? Rich tits always try for more than they deserve. Blah, blah, blah. Obey me. Arrow in my face. So, you followed the notes well enough. Glad to see you're big. Real big. From the north, yeah? Ravane or north. I mean, it's all good, isn't it? The important thing is you glow. You're the herald thingy.
Some believe I'm the Herald of Andraste. But who are you, and what's this about?
No idea. I don't know this idiot from Manners. My people just said the Inquisition should look at him.
Your people? Elves?
No. People. Name's Sarah. This is cover. Get round it. For the reinforcements. Don't worry. Someone tipped me their equipment shed. They've got no breaches.
Why didn't you take their weapons?
Because no breaches.
At least you got no pants.
Friends really came through with that tip. No breaches. So, Herald of Andraste. You're a strange one. I'd like to join.
Could we take a few moments for sense to reassert itself? Who are you people?
I'm not people, but I get what you want. It's like this. I sent you a note to look for hidden stuff by my friends. The Friends of Red Jenny. That's me. Well, I'm one. So is a fence in Montfort, some woman in Kirkwall. There were 3 in Starkhaven, brothers or something. It's just a name, yeah? It lets little people, friends, be part of something while they stick it to nobles they hate. So here, in your face, I'm Sarah. The Friends of Red Jenny are sort of out there. I use them to help you. Plus arrows.
The Inquisition has spies already. Can you add to these professionals?
Here's how it is. You important people are up here, shoving your cods around. Blah, blah, I'll crush you, I'll crush you. Ooh, crush you. Then you've got cloaks and spy kings, like this tit. Or was he one of the little knives, all serious with his little knife? All those secrets, and what gave him up? Some houseboy who don't know shite, but knows a bad person when he sees one. So no, I'm not knifey shiv dark, all hidden. But if you don't listen down here too, you risk your breeches. Like those guards, I stole their... Look, do you need people or not? I want to get everything back to normal. Like you.
So who are your friends of Red Jenny? You must know them.
Ah, it's not hard to understand if you're not trying to waste your day on it. Someone little always hates someone big. And unless you don't eat, sleep, or piss, you're never far from someone little. Doesn't always work out, but a lot of people hated this guy. Someone got a laugh, someone got even, someone got paid. And someone has to have explained to them that free help is good.
Back there you wanted to know if I glowed. Why?
That's what you do, innit? You walked out of somewhere and now you glow. Andraste's herald. True or not, it seemed like the easiest way to know it was you.
True or not?
Well, that's what they say and all. Look, don't get ahead, yeah? I want to help this... whatever it is. Inquisition.
All right, Sarah. I can use you and your friends.
Yes! Getting good before you're too big to like. That'll keep your breeches where they should be. Plus extra breeches because I have all these... You have merchants who buy that piss, yeah? Got to be worth something. Anyway, Haven. See you there, Herald. This will be grand.
See, there aren't many people who like Sarah, but I'm actually one of them. I actually really like her.
Varric, you joined the Inquisition when Seeker Pendergast questioned you.
Oh, she was very insistent that I help.
Interesting.
What's interesting?
It's surprising that an elven apostate is the one who joined the Inquisition voluntarily.
Yeah, I actually quite like Sarah. I think she's pretty cool.
Master Adar of the Inquisition.
A pleasure, sir. We so rarely have a chance to meet anyone new. It is always the same crowd at these parties. So you must be a guest of Madame de Fer, or are you here for Duc Bastien?
Are you here on business? I have heard the most curious tales of you. I cannot imagine half of them are true.
What have you heard about me?
Some say that when the veil opened, Andraste herself delivered you from the Fade.
I'm not familiar with that name. I was invited here by First Enchanter Vivienne.
Madame de Fer is a fond nickname the court has given Lady Vivienne.
I've heard she finds it amusing.
I've heard very little about Duke Bastien.
He hasn't been seen much at court lately.
His business with the Council of Heralds often takes him from home for long periods. It can't be good for a man of his years.
And of course, there's the civil war. Bastien probably wishes to distance himself from the actions of his one-time son-in-law.
Tearing up the Dales in a foolish bid for power? It will end in disgrace for Gaspard. Everyone knows it.
Everything you've heard? Completely true.
Better and better. The Inquisition should attend more of these parties.
The Inquisition. What a lot of pig shit. Washed up sisters and crazed seekers. No one can take them seriously. Everyone knows it's just an excuse for a bunch of political outcasts to grab power.
What's your point?
I've never made any claims to holiness. What's your point?
In front of all these people, you admit to being a pretentious usurper. We know what your Inquisition truly is. If you were a man of honor, you'd step outside and answer the charges.
My dear Marquis, how unkind of you to use such language in my house to my guests. You know such rudeness is intolerable.
Madame Vivienne, I humbly beg your pardon.
You should. Whatever am I going to do with you, my dear? My lord, you're the wounded party in this unfortunate affair. What would you have me do with this foolish, foolish man?
So if you've ever seen Game of Thrones, this is Ilaria, I think. The Red Viper's Dornish paramour. And she's been in loads of other things as well, like Luther and things like that.
The Marquis doesn't interest me. Do whatever you like with him.
Poor Marquis. Issuing challenges and hurling insults like some Ferelden doglord. And all dressed up in your Aunt Solange's doublet. Didn't she give you that to wear to the Grand Tourney? To think all the brave chevaliers who will be competing left for Markham this morning, and you're still here. Were you hoping to sate your damaged pride by defeating the Herald of Andraste in a public duel? Or did you think his sword would end the shame of your failure? Run along, my dear. Do give my regards to your aunt. I'm delighted you could attend this little gathering. I've so wanted to meet you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Vivienne, first Enchanter of Montsimard and Enchantress to the Imperial Court.
Is she cosplaying as me?
Is that Marquis going to pose a problem?
His aunt is the Vicomtesse of Mont de Glace. Not a powerful family, but well respected. And very devout. Alphonse will be disowned for this. It's not the first time he's brought his aunt disgrace, but I'm sure it'll be the last. And after such a public humiliation, I expect he'll run off to the Dales to join the Empress's war effort. Either to make a good end, or to win back a modicum of self-respect.
You invited me here. What is it you want?
I wanted to meet face to face. It is important to consider one's connections carefully. With Divine Justinia dead, the Chantry's in shambles. Only the Inquisition might restore sanity and order to our frightened people. As the leader of the last loyal mages of Thedas, I feel it only right that I lend my assistance to your cause.
You say you led the last of the loyal mages. Loyal to whom?
To the people of Thedas, of course. We have not forgotten the commandment, as some have, that magic exists to serve man. I support any effort to restore such order.
So you're in favor of returning the mages to the Circle, then?
Where else can mages safely learn to master their talents? We need an institution to protect and nurture magic. Maker knows. Magic will find neither on its own.
What's in this for you?
The same thing anyone gets by fighting this chaos. The chance to meet my enemy, to decide my fate. I won't wait quietly for destruction.
Okay, I like this woman.
What exactly can you do for the Inquisition?
I am well versed in the politics of the Orlesian Empire. I know every member of the Imperial Court personally. I have all the resources remaining to the Circle at my disposal. And I'm a mage of no small talent. Will that do?
Are you devout? What's your opinion of the Chantry?
I was a great admirer of the late divine Justinia V. The Chantry, at its best, unites the disparate cultures of Thedas and looks after its most vulnerable. Had she lived, Justinia could have accomplished so much.
Is your interest in the Inquisition, Madame de Fer, or is it more personal?
Aren't you charming? It's professional, of course.
The Inquisition will be happy to have you, Lady Vivienne.
Great things are beginning, my dear. I can promise you that.
I really like her. I think if she was a romance option, yeah, she's perfect for my Inquisitor, to be honest with you. Fortunately, she's not.
Have you seen Enchanter Vivienne? That's the picture of what a circle mage should be.
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in the city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
At least we know the Chantry is no longer a threat to us.
Yes, and we have the opening we need to approach the Templars and the mages.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
Or you could stop bickering and make a decision.
I agree.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
So it'll be dangerous. I've been in danger since I walked out of the Fade.
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave...
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options. There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
So you're telling me this because...
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if he can't?
Then there may be more going on than we thought.
All right. So whilst this game isn't unrecordable by any means, getting it to the because we're going to be going to Crestwood next, and that's huge as a place, and so is, like, you know, the coastland as well. So hopefully, you know, I can split the areas into 2 parts each. We'll see. But next time we'll be going and carrying on with we'll be talking to all of our companions first, and then we'll be going out to do. Well, we're going to go figure things out. See you then.